Now let's learn about another tool that can help us alter the colors in our videos. So in the previous lesson, we learned about color correction, or ways to correct the lighting and the color of your videos. But today we're going to learn about a really cool tool called Color Match. Essentially, with Color Match, you get to match the color of different videos using one or more reference footage. So let's see how that works. And I went ahead and exported the two videos that we color corrected in the previous lesson. So I have my reference videos. The first video was the strawberry that we color corrected ourselves in the Adjust tab. The second video was the one that we used a 3D LUT, this one right here. And I'm going to use these two videos as reference to apply the same color and lighting to my new video. So let's go ahead and fetch some new videos, go to stock media and choose whatever you please. I will go to my downloads and I'll use this video of the bike that we had. Keep my project settings. Let's split the video by breaking it into two parts and getting rid of the other half. The first video and the second video. Now to use Color Match, you don't necessarily need to have a raw video. You can use a video like this that has already been corrected and then use Color Match to just make it look like your reference video. So you don't need a raw and unedited video to use Color Match. Now that I have my new clips, I'm also going to import my reference clips, which were the strawberry video, that I'm just going to split and get rid of the rest, as well as my mountains video. Split that, get rid of the rest. So to use this tool, you need to have your reference shots and your new videos on your timeline. You cannot have your reference shots up there because you need to tell Filmora, using the Color Match tool, where your reference footage is, and it will use that point. Let's select the first video. Head over to this icon and then go to Color Match. Once you select it, you get this window, which is also in your Properties panel. You can also access it by double-clicking on your clip, heading over to Color, scrolling down to Color Match. Let's hit Comparison View. This is the normal view, but we want to see the comparison view. Click that. And now we want to select the reference frame you want to match. So this is reference, this box right here, and this is our current frame. So for this one, I will have to grab this and just move over to one of my reference videos. And I'm going to decide which one I want, because in the bike video we have green and we have green here. Let's see if this will be a good match for my new video. Keep in mind that the color correction you do for one video does not necessarily work perfectly with another video. That is why you gotta adjust and work with it after you have color matched as well. So I'm gonna leave it here and then hit match. Now this video has the exact same colors from our strawberry video. It doesn't have the same settings, but the colors only. Over here we have the level, which we can just click and drag to either side to apply or remove from this new effect. I'm going to keep it around, let's say 50%. You can also type it in here, 50, hit enter, then click away. So now this is a lot better, and I was able to match the colors by using Color Match. Let's hit OK, and I'm going to get my original video. So this was before, this is what we had originally, and this is after. I was able to use Color Match to quickly get a good result for my video. So this video, we had our own settings, we customized it ourselves, but what if you use a 3D LUT like we did here? It's the same thing. All you have to do is to select the new video, the second new video, that I'm also going to get the original so we can see it before and after. I'm going to turn off the visibility for the top video layer and then select the video below. I'm going to lock video track 2 so we don't apply anything to it. When you lock your video tracks, you're not allowing anything to happen to them. You can see I'm not able to select it. I'm not able to add any effects to them. Let's try and add something. You can see I'm not able to put it on this track. It goes to the one underneath. All right, let's go back. Select your second new video. Head over to color match, which was right here. Move through your timeline until you have your second reference video, which was this guy, and then hit the match icon. And there we go. We have the exact same color and light from this applied to this. Now again, this is a bit too intense, so I'm going to grab the level slider right here and remove from the effect. Just want a tiny bit. And there we go. I'm going to leave it around 34%. If you changed your mind, you can always hit reset and it will just go back to normal. But I'm just going to match it and bring it down to 34%. Hit enter. So this was, let's go over here. This was before, this is after. Made it a little bit darker and made the colors a bit cooler because that's what we had going on in this video. So like we said, adding color match from another reference video may not always work out. You gotta work with it after you've color matched. So this is where you can use color correction that we learned in the previous lesson how to use to make your videos even better. So I'm just gonna go to this video first, select it, head over to color correction. The color match did a good job. I'm happy with the color of the greens over here, but it's looking a bit too dark, so I can just come back here, go to my light panel, and perhaps go actually to my color panel and add a little bit of brightness. And now it's looking more vibrant and alive. I can see it before and after. This was a before, this is an after. Light can also change the mood of your video. If you have the original, which was this, maybe a little darker, you're making this video a little bit gloomy. And this is pretty common in movies like Batman, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. When there is a lot of thriller and action, they usually tend to dim the videos to create that gloomy effect. But in our case, we have a nice summer day, there's a bike, there's nice trees in the back, so I don't want to make it gloomy. Instead, I want to make it peaceful, I want to make it alive. And to do that, I just need to add some brightness to my video. And this indeed does look like a fun and happy scene from a movie, just by simply changing the lightness of my video. I'm going to hit OK. And now this is ready to go. This was the before. And this is the after. Before we used the color match and the color correction. After we used color match and color correction. Now let's head over to the color correction tab again and take a look at how temperature can adjust the mood of our video. So we learned that brightness can also change it, but temperature can do that too. So go to adjust, come down to white balance where we had the temperature slider. So when you think of a fun, sunny day, maybe it's summer vacation, you immediately think of the sun. And the sun gives a warm light, meaning that it's a bit more yellow. When it's sunset, it's a bit more orange and reddish. When you want to make your videos more friendly and more nostalgic, you want to use the temperature slider to make your videos more warm than they are. Doing so will allow your audience to connect to what's happening in this video, and I will make them feel happier and at ease using warm colors. And with this scene especially, using warm temperature, I can suggest that this was shot on a warm summer day. You also got to look at what's in the clip and whether it makes sense for you to recreate a summer vacation look. Now, on the other hand, if I want to make my video look sad and kind of gloomy, I can 1, turn my video darker like we learned, and 2, I can make my video colder. You can see how immediately this looks like a scene from a horror film or maybe a thriller film. And let me just remove the brightness. I'm going to turn this off, switch it off. So this looks a lot more gloomy than what we have here. Let's move it here. So just by bringing the slider, the temperature slider, to the colder side, I am creating a sadder and more gloomy feeling. And when I'm bringing it to the warmer side, I'm creating a happy and nostalgic mood. So for this example, we definitely want to keep it happy and nostalgic, because I want to show people that this, let's say, was my summer vacation and it was really fun for me. Then hit OK. Now let's take a look at the second example where we used this video as a reference, but it ended up making our ship video a little bit too dark. So select your first video and head over to Color Match right over here. Let's head to the Adjust panel where we can just brighten things up by a touch. It's a little too dark as it was for the first example. So come down to Color, and because everything is dark in one rate, you can see even the shadows and the highlights are flat altogether, I will use Brightness to increase the brightness of everything. Now, contradicting what I said in the previous lesson, brightness is meant to brighten or darken an image equally, but the exposure is biased on the brightest parts. So you can see if I go all the way, it's mostly the sky that is all white, but with brightness, it's also the other bright parts of the image, so everything is turning bright. Now, like we said, you want to use a combination of these two. Now for this example, I'm just going to be using brightness just until I'm getting a decent lighting. You can see comparing to the before, it's looking a lot more brighter, but also be careful of the fact that we have a bright sky. So if I go overboard with this, I'm going to get white as my sky. We want to keep the details in the sky, so keep it minimal. I will go with 25. Because we made the first example warm, let's make this one cold. And I will use one of these 3D LUTs just so that I can continue using 3D LUTs for this example. I will go with this. And I'm just gonna stick with gravity. So it's colder, it's looking a lot more mysterious and a lot more sad. Let's hit OK. And now I have finished my video. This was before color matching and color correcting. This is after. So it looks completely different. Using color match, you can also match the colors from an image onto a video. So let's try that. I will delete all of these. So we have video 1, video 2, video 3, which I'll get rid of this, and instead I'm bringing in videos that don't have colors that are similar to our sunset. Now let's go ahead and select all 3 because I want all of them to look like this in terms of color. Drag all 3, head over to color match, and set the reference frame as this. Let's go back and put our playback on one of these and set the reference frame to your image. Hit match. And it's going to look like this. Now we have the same colors as this video, this image actually. Adjust the level to your liking. And there we go. I'm going to keep it rather high. And now we have completely transformed this image. Now color match only brings the colors. Like we said, we want to go back to color correction and fix things up a bit. But let's have a look at the before. I'm going to bring them up here. So I brought the originals. This was the before, after, before, after, before, after. So you have to go back in color correction and fix things up a bit that we already learned how to do. I will not be getting into that for these examples. And now you know how to fully color grade your videos using color match and color correction.